Look, there's no way to do this without just diving into this. You don't know how to cook TVP and you are missing out on serious delicious food. Hey mama, how are you? I hope you're doing okay. Before we start, you already know the drill. Just subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and like the video because that actually helps. Today we're gonna talk about TVP, texture vegetable protein. Since my last video, I realized a lot of you haven't been taking advantage of TVP and it's not fair. Today I will share my top 3 favorite recipes using TVP. I grew up eating these recipes in their original versions, but you know, I'm not about that life anymore, so I'm gonna make them vegan and we're gonna start with West African peanut stew, which my mom used to make when I was growing up. For starters, you just need to soak the TVP in hot water, and it's really important that you drain the water and try to take as much excess water as you can. This is the most important part of the recipe. With the help of a blender, blend the peanut butter, the canned chopped tomatoes, the lemon juice, blend it really well and add it to the pot. Let it cook for about 10 minutes and then add fresh chopped tomatoes and cook for another 15. This recipe goes really well with the plain white rice. It's so good. And one thing that is really important, you have to keep stirring from time to time because the sauce is really thick. This is a really easy recipe to make, but it's so good and I feel like my African roots deserve it some shout out in the channel, so here you have it. Next, you will have one of my favorite dishes of all time. This is just incredible, which is Soy Brs, which is normally made with codfish, but you know, not about that life. Codfish, we're gonna replace it with granulated soy, which is the TVP, but that looks like mincemeat. As well, you have to soak the granulated soy in hot water for 5 minutes and drain the excess water. This is really important in all the recipes. You have to drain the excess water and try to avoid it because you want the flavor of the sauce that you're going to make to really stick to the granulated soy. In a large skillet over low heat, saute the sliced onion, crushed garlic, vegetable stock and bay leaves in olive oil. Let it just be there, absorb all the goodnesses, and then add the granulated soy and mix really well. You're not going to put much liquid in this, so you have to pay attention to the pot. You want the soy to have a light brown color, but you don't want it to be burned. Today I will share my top 3 favorite recipes using TVP. I grew up eating these recipes. There's one special potato chips in Portugal, which is called pala, which is pretty much look like matches because they are really thin, and as you can see in the image, we normally eat this in this dish or with hot dogs. Have you ever seen this kind of potatoes in your country? Tell me. Add fried potatoes and add white wine as well. Just a small cup of white wine, and always the recipes in the description box, but I want you to be free. I want you to enjoy the recipes without being stuck to the measurements I'm gonna tell you. But if you still need it, and if you are a noob and you don't know where to start, I got you. I have the portions and how much it will be good. But for me, every time that I hear someone tell me, you have to add 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, I turn off. I don't like it because I'm gonna put more garlic than you're telling me, because I like my food to be seasoned to the point. To finish, one of my favorites, Chanfana. Chanfana is normally made with the meat of the whole goat, but as you already know, we're gonna use TVP. You're gonna start with soy cubes, red wine, a little water, olive oil, smoked paprika, nutmeg, black pepper, bay leaves, onions, garlic, salt, everything soaked in a casserole. If you don't have a casserole, just put it in a container where you can close and put it in the fridge. Let it soak overnight. Let the juice and all the ingredients, the amazing ingredients you put, soak and get inside the soy cubes overnight, or at least 4 hours. Put it on top of the stove and heat the casserole or in a pot over medium heat until the wine starts to simmer. Once it starts to simmer, transfer it to a casserole where you can put it in the oven and bake for 1 hour at 200 degrees. I was lucky I was able to do this like we normally do in Portugal and cook it in a wooden oven. and it gave it, like, of course, a really special, delicious touch. But it's extremely amazing, this recipe, and you get a really good result by doing it in a normal oven as well. I was just lucky, so I was just flexing for YouTube. But the results will be equally amazing on a normal oven. And this recipe is best served with boiled potatoes, salad, and some leafy greens, like some boiled cabbage or some boiled kale, whatever you like. Just put it aside, and it's just because you don't want something that has a lot of flavor to go with it. You want something simple and subtle as a side dish to go with the chanfana. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in my next one. I love you for watching. Bye.